Hey everyone, how's it going? For those of you who do not know, my name is Shalise and I am a YouTuber and content producer. I make DIY fashion, health, and lifestyle videos under the pseudonym Beast Honey. For several years, off and on, I posted content and stayed small because of a social media disaster that happened like 4 years ago. This video is a timeline of the events I experienced before, during, and after my Twitter feud with a YouTuber named Tootsie Time. This is also an explanation of why it started, what happened in between, and my resolution to this. I have a few pages that I might need to read off from because I just don't want to go off on a tangent. I need to stay to the essence of this video. In this video, I am releasing years of me being a scapegoat and a pacifist for other people. Also, I'm blocking every selfish person that attempts to silence me. If you justify my opposer or don't want to hold these folks accountable, then you will immediately go on mute. I'm not looking for validation, but I welcome it. My video is my side, my truth. So let's get into it. YouTube feud breakdown. In 2016, I had a Twitter feud with a YouTuber named Tootsie Time. Looking at my social media history prior to 2016, you see a bright-eyed, fun-loving person and might think, why did this feud even happen? It started around 2013 when I noticed a few of her videos were similar to mine and a good amount of her passive-aggressive behavior. Now, if anyone believes she's not super passive aggressive, I like to refer you to the time when two other YouTubers, black YouTubers, were under fire for making comments about black people's behavior. And instead of mentioning it to them, Tootsie Time highlights herself in a superior and arrogant sort of way while condemning them. This is a little foreshadowing because this type of behavior pops up again in the future.
So I gave a shout out to the YouTube channel called The Sorry Girls, like probably over a week ago now, for a DIY project. Because, you know, I feel like if you're going to do a DIY project that you saw from somebody, you should give them credit and be like, hey, shout their channel out. This is where I got it from. And this was on Snapchat, and like a bunch of y'all screenshotted it because I told y'all to go check out The Sorry Girls channel. A lot of y'all probably still have said screenshot in your phone right now. But apparently, like 1 or 2 days ago, a different YouTuber surfaced with the same thing. But because of my previous Snapchat story from over a week ago, we all know that that's not who I saw it from. I saw it from The Sorry Girls, and The Sorry Girls are who I gave a shout out to and whose video you should check out because it's really awesome. So that's been twice that I shouted them out.
Getting back to my experience, I decided to shrug off her negative comments because she didn't at me, and I wanted more proof to be sure. Shortly after, I saw another video similar to mine. Now, I know the excuse, everything ain't original, it's all been copied before, but if that were true, then we wouldn't see companies and entertainers come under fire and lose to the creators. In today's time, if someone suspects anyone of mimicking their art, personality, music, or whatever, they'll publicly call them out. Before I went that route, I contacted Tootsie Time twice. The first time was via email. In a polite, professional, and light tone, I asked to interview her in order to confirm if she was indeed inspired by my videos, and if so, to do like a collab or something. I thought, hey, a collab would be like a healthy resolution. She ignored my email and made passive tweets about quality and weirdos. Fine. This was not my first time reaching out to someone for an interview and then being turned down. I say this because neither times have I felt bitter or negative about the situation. So for the record, I shrugged it off and continued creating content and following her because I'm not a hater. Whether you like it or not, I can still respect your creativity even if I find it like mildly entertaining. Also at the time I was randomly producing content. I couldn't commit to YouTube full time, so I didn't make someone copying me or not wanting to work with me a big deal. Also, her passive aggressive subs didn't bother me then because I wasn't at it. Around the time I emailed Tootsie, I tweeted my interest in creating a fur bra. While still following her, I saw her make negative references about it on Twitter and then on YouTube.
So this DIY all came about when Alyssa texted me one day and said, what can we put more puffballs on? And we went through so many things. We went through earrings, was like, no, been done. Thought about fluffy bras and thought, hell no, that's tacky as hell.
I deleted my tweet and started doubting myself and my creativity. The shade was also enough for me to unfollow her and a few other people as part of like a timeline cleanse. Pretend someone in your workplace is gossipy and enjoys putting other coworkers down. Like, how would you handle it? Eventually, removing negative things benefited my social and personal life, allowing me to put all my intention and crafting into my YouTube channel. I was attending more events, networking more, and enjoying the creative atmosphere. I even changed my YouTube name from Bees Oh Honey to just Bees Honey. About a couple years ago, I see her in my social media circle again. Somebody I follow likes their video or adds them, retweets them something of hers. Like, that's how it ended up on my timeline. Also, I saw her on my recommended videos. At that time, I thought people emotionally grow and mature and maybe even change. Plus, the YouTube community was still relatively small. So I wanted to make nice if I'm networking with somebody that's in this small field. Thus, I followed her again on YouTube. Not on Twitter because I didn't relate to her posts and thought her vibe was draining, so no need to follow her on there. Around that time, my YouTube channel was growing and doing well. I had a lot more followers and formed a genuine friendship with a few influencers. One day, out of the blue, Tootsie Time comments on my DIY bodysuit video and called it cute. Very cute. I thought it was a nice gesture, told her thanks, and that was the end of it. I supported her channel in return, and that's when I saw the video that looks very similar to my DIY bodysuit video. However, the only inspiration that she cited back then was Beyonce's Feeling Myself video. I attempted once more to contact Tootsie Time as a general hey, like wasn't interested in a collab this time. I literally just wanted to get to the bottom of whatever this possibly was. I'm not drawing these accusations from nothing, mind you. Whenever I did a video or had an idea, I did a search for it before filming and posting. I do this just to make sure I have some originality to a video and wouldn't be confused for completely copying off someone's work. I've been doing this before I found out about Tootsie channel. So when I did searches for my videos, her videos would appear. That and the passive aggressive subs cinched it. My intuition is apt. The outcome of the second email was also ignored. Then I went to Twitter to confirm the passive aggressive BS and weirdo comments were happening again. For the record, I made multiple attempts to discuss this maturely before taking this issue to Twitter. I didn't start a feud out of nothing. At this point, I needed to establish a hard boundary. March 2016, I tagged my copy videos to Tootsie's and provided side-by-side comparisons of our content on Twitter. Same concepts, different styles. Inspiration to an extent is okay, but I was really displeased by some of my videos being talked down on. I knew I'd get fallout, hate attacks from the followers and such, but I wasn't expecting what was to follow. After displaying my observations on Twitter, Tootsie dismissed my claims and even went as far as stating she never knew me before the first email. My screenshot was photoshopped. And that I took inspiration from her. I had to wait until I got to my home computer because I don't have the Samsung S3 anymore, as you can see. and a lot of these pictures on my Instagram are no longer there. So here is when I had posted and mentioned I was going to do a bra tutorial, and this was July 14th, 2014. Now, for all my Instagram followers, I remember that you guys mentioned this and you guys got really excited by this picture. So there you go. I got my idea to do the stencils from this guy with his permission because he also allowed me to use his music. If anyone plays this, then you can tell. And the same music played here, and the same technique with his permission is the same as right here. So honestly, take that somewhere.
That all of these say watched, right? Because I watch my own videos. I mean, I watch them as I put them up. That's why they all say watched. That's how YouTube works. When you watch some shit, it fucking shows you that you watch some shit. So tell me why I go on this little bitch's channel and none of these videos are watched. Who are you? I don't watch you. Your channel is whack and I don't watch you. I don't, where am I getting this inspiration? Not from you, bitch.
At this point, I left the conversation because she was being unaccountable and hostile. Like, I don't mind angry attitudes, but like, why do you have to be mad if my accusations are false? Couldn't Tootsie have just like ignored me or handled the situation just a little bit more calmly, like a flat out denial or simply ignore me? Instead, what everyone watched was Tootsie's overdramatic display of aggression and a smear campaign to my identity as a YouTuber. A few weeks later, troll accounts were still contacting me. I noticed my Twitter being included between a troll and one of my subscribers, someone who supported me. Former discussion breakdown, immediate aftermath. Through their Twitter debate, I learned my name and YouTube drama were discussed on a gossip site called Lipstick Alley. I thought if I talked to a large number of her followers, I could get them to leave my subscriber alone and just address me. Get it all out and open. So I created an account to enter the group discussion. Note, I was new at how to properly use or be in a forum. I say this because back then I didn't know that Tootsie Time had an account on a gossip site, you know, like big shocker now. But if I knew, I would have added her into the conversation. Moving on. With the exception of one reasonable person, I made like no friends that day. I entered the group chat ready to answer all questions and respond to comments to clear up any confusion. Not surprisingly, the conversation included a lot of petty remarks, and soon, almost immediately, Tootsie Time entered the forum. It didn't stop me from wanting to squash any beef. We rehashed a lot of what was said from our Twitter debate. There was like no progress. Everything I mentioned and provided with proof, she denied and lied about again. I was open-minded to everyone's decision, but I don't take kindly to unnecessary rude comments. At the peak of our debate, a mutual subscriber stepped in and encouraged us to make peace. I felt bad. Not I'm sorry, because I don't regret standing up for myself, but like I feel your pain. Back then, I was more sympathetic and protective of people's feelings. Hence why I even came on that forum, because I was trying to protect the subscriber. So I stepped back, reflected, and exited the conversation. Again, for the record, if Tootsie was going to keep lying, then it was best for me to leave the conversation and agree to disagree. Tootsie took it as an opportunity to continue being more dramatic and scheming both on Lipstick Alley and on Twitter.
Gaslighting. Tootsie made a DIY clip and bang video but said that the DIY book was her only inspiration. The DIY book uses a basic hairstyle guide. Her tutorial looks exactly like mine, however, different hairstyle but exact instructions. Their hair design was inspired by the book, but the concept was mine. This screenshot is from Lipstick Alley, where Diana states she got her inspiration from the DIY book pictured next to my screenshot. Now, as you can see here, the hairstyle is the inspiration, but the instructions have nothing in common with the tutorial and the video, which is my concept. This is called gaslighting and misdirection. A screenshot from Lipstick Alley shows that in her angry rant, she spills that her bang is a clip-on bang. Then she went on to mislead and gaslight the people on Twitter.
Why would someone proclaim to be over a conversation but still include me in something if I'm trying to make peace with it? I'll tell you why. It's because it was gaslighting, misdirection, and assassination of my character for like once and for all. I know I initiated this public feud, so I'm not gonna play victim. I stood up to someone with a larger following because my work was being recycled without being referenced, and it was negated by someone using my fucking concepts. I wanted to spotlight this behavior before it grew into some gossipy high school community drama amongst my mutuals, which fast forward turned out to happen anyway. Tootsie Time, Diana, whatever she wants to call herself nowadays, shaded my and other people's work in a snobbish way in order to make our content not as appealing to a community that we're all supposed to work together in. That saying, we can all eat, clearly doesn't resonate to someone who enjoyed being an insecure and bullying bitch. Back to the timeline. Tootsie, her social media friends, influencers, and their followers all chimed in. With the exception of Tootsie, everyone was passive-aggressive, gossipy, and hypocrites. Soon it became the in thing amongst the bigger YouTubers to behave like superior, dramatic, and chaotic assholes. A month later, I was still receiving troll attacks and hate, but I simply ignored them and continued posting my videos. My attempts at pushing forward became abrupted the day I commented about a follower's dog being adorable. This was around the same time Tootsie's black dog was killed. How do I even know this? Trolls. Some people accused me of creating a fake account to talk about Tootsie's dead black dog, and she went along with it. I looked at her post and there was no similarities between the troll's tone and mine. Plus, if I ever felt like being petty, I'd have done it from my own account like I did before. I continued on YouTube for a little while longer, but eventually the weight of my own mutuals subbing me, acting holier than thou, and condescending annoyed the shit out of me. I couldn't tolerate the negative environment anymore. I needed to clear my mind and take a break from social media, so I left. The following year, January 2017. In 2017, I returned to Just Beast Honey, feeling refreshed and optimistic. I figured if I left for some time, everything would sort of go back to normal. And when I did, I got a very warm welcome from my mutuals and subscribers who made me feel hopeful to be back. Sadly, I forgot to unfollow some folks and witness the subbing and shit continue from some of my ex-friends and mutuals. It was hurtful, but it made me create Sucker Free, my response to standing up against suckers and bullying. I handled the stress of dealing with gossipy beauty gurus and their followers alone. There's a saying to just do you and ignore the haters. But let me tell you, that's really hard to do when you are doing it by yourself, handling it against a number of people, and have a phony narrative made up about you. Soon I was identified as a hater, and my association within the community was tainted. I got more negative energy than good, and it weighed a lot on me. Afraid to let anyone go through the bullshit that I went through, I tried to handle the social media drama on my own. I didn't want anyone else to experience harassment or death by association. A few more videos posted on my socials before I left again. This was going to be my last time taking a break from social media and these judgmental assholes. And I know we are all responsible for how we should react to things, but it really affected my mental health being provoked by hypocritical YouTubers, especially some who I thought were my friends. I use my alone time to focus on myself and seriously come back to Just Be Honey stronger and happier. However, I realized I was extremely rusty with posting content like I used to. Sucker Free Diary in 2018 to present day. As 2018 and 2 years passed since the Twitter feud happened, I was in a new headspace and ready to create my own community of friends. I posted a few tweets about overcoming battles on Just Be Honey, and then of course the haters appeared. Now mind you, at this point passive aggressiveness is in, but my confidence was unwavering, so if they can't say anything to me, then I didn't give a fuck. A few weeks prior to posting, I monitored Twitter to get a scope of the vibe and predict if it was a good time to return. Everyone was mellow and worrying about themselves. It appeared to be a good and peaceful opportunity to rejoin social media. The day of my return, the entire energy of my timeline shifted. Not all, but a lot of YouTubers were just negative, including a YouTuber I was like really good friends with. From that point on, in 2018, I was disappointed at a bunch of people and wanted absolutely nothing to do with them. Love Bees Honey and lovebeeshoney.com was my focus and a place to practice using social media again while also creating my own community. Cultivating a new social circle was a rocky transition for me, and it's still proving difficult. Every time I followed an account, retweeted, commented, liked, or even bookmarked something, the account I followed soon became callous, insensitive, and distant. Their tone became gossipy and biased. None of my interests aligned shortly after engaging with them. My moves were being sabotaged. No, a lot of these accounts were outside of the YouTube community, but it was evident that people were in their ear to dissuade them from contacting me or befriending me. If hearsay is what dissuades someone from liking me before even hearing my side, then that's on them. The behavior of others was my motivation to keep building towards putting out this video. Honorable mention, in 2018, I made a Sucker Free Diary. Understandably, I was upset by people's bullshit, so I picked a place to let out my frustration. I kept it all on the Twitter account, on public, open for anyone to view, but not to at my enemies. Therefore, I didn't harass anyone. Nothing to hide or delete, unlike some other folks. I made it plain and simple: you don't like me, I don't like you. This is also the place I use to motivate or inspire other people to tell their narcissists to just shut the fuck up. Now, if you think of saying, oh, this is not their behavior anymore, why are you bringing up old stuff? I'm gonna stop you. Because in 2019 of October, Tootsie accused a musician of stealing her ideas from one scene in one video. Tootsie went as far as making a video to further exaggerate her claim of being copied from one scene in one music video. The theatrics turned into a Twitter and Instagram debate. And at the end of the social media beef, the musician proved evidence with timestamps that dismissed all of Tootsie's claims. Stop me if you're not prepared for this. When the fans started attacking Tootsie, she began backtracking and told everyone I would have contacted her, but I didn't have her contact info. You mean to tell me that someone who boasts about being a computer genius and having social media connections couldn't find an email address? And to take away the heat from Tootsie's recklessness, a troll account just happened to coincidentally pop up when she needed it the most. Guess what? The videos and the flood of comments and activities to shame me that happened before didn't happen to her. My opposer's hypocrisy was pathetic. How would you feel if a group of influential people attempt to assassinate your character, block your opportunities, and judge you for doing the same shit they or their friends do? How would you feel? Like, honestly, what would you do? Zora Neale Hurston once said, if you were silent about your pain, they'll kill you and say you enjoyed it. I'm not going to be subjected by liars, gaslighters, hypocrites, and insecure human beings who thrive on being in an obsessive pit of hate. I'm willful, and this is what got my opposers mad. I made this video public to address concern because I'm interested in living my life and I don't want to stay silent for nobody's sake. I'm no one's scapegoat. I'm not a troll, and these people wish I was their hater. I want to wrap up this video by highlighting the bullet points. Let's start by stating for the record, the very first thing I did once I had evidence was approach Tootsie in the situation rationally, logically, gracefully, and justly. She even posted herself, my email was a mature gesture and provided a fair resolution. Initially, I was very sympathetic to everyone, including those who were unkind to me. I gave people the benefit of a doubt, I exercised patience, and tried to see things without an ego trip. Which brings me to the Twitter feud. It was started to establish hard boundaries. I took accountability for making things public in order to get a bully to confess copying videos of mine and for being a passive-aggressive antagonist. Admittedly, sometimes when I was provoked, I was a bitch. There's only so much I can take, and I don't like my boundaries being continually tested. Throughout the entire Twitter feud, I showed supportive evidence that she copied me. I dismissed every accusation about me copying her with real evidence and not hearsay like she did to me. Tootsie lied about information and distorted facts, proving she gaslighted everyone to suit her own agenda, provoke me, and then play victim. I walked away with a neutral agree to disagree mindset because other people only stood from their perception. Now, Tootsie and her supporters are hypocrites. The 2019 stunt where she wrongly attacked an influencer musician for copying one scene in one music video proved that she was reckless, unsympathetic, and the whole influential group proved that they were snobbish hypocrites. The bot accounts someone insinuated were me weren't. Funny how it's always convenient that there's this one troll who keeps making different fake accounts when Tootsie's either under fire or not getting enough attention to her YouTube channel. Anytime I had a problem with someone, I was direct about it. I have a sucker-free diary that I never at her. My content references my situation, but talks about bullies in general to help other people who were bullied. Therefore, nothing about my behavior on Twitter should be linked to a social media troll. Using me as a scapegoat whenever someone fucks up is going to come back to bite them in more ways than one, and in the most negative and counterproductive ways. I claim it. I want to go on record stating whoever has such a time worried and looking a fool from social media isn't me. I'll speak directly to anybody who I have a problem with. Remember that the next time that you want to insinuate some shit. Speaking of which, this is important. If you hear something of me, tell me. It's interesting, gossip about me is discussed privately so that information can be distorted, manipulated, and just fake. The reason why no one posted any drama about me publicly is to avoid being sued for defamation and character assassination. They're lying when they say, it's not my nature to post people's business, when history has showed that that's also a lie. It's much easier for Tootsie, who has a history of lying and misdirection, to privately show you whatever is necessary in order to taint my character. And I wouldn't trust anyone who's friends with her either. Everything I posted was needed to share my story and dismiss lies from other people, which is necessary now that you see the lens that people have to go through. I should have done this a lot earlier, but I really expected people to move on or be accountable and still move on. None of that happened. At the moment, I just want to focus on healing the people I still want to talk to, the people I still want to connect with, my purpose, my joy, and my gratitude. Some of you may want to hold on tightly to the illusion influencers or people with a large following can be bullies or copycats for no reason, but then we see things on social media and history like this. Finally, I'm putting this overdue video out because I'm done being sensitive to everybody's feelings. I'm here to move on, express my side, and address any of the bullshit that was said or done to me. And if someone has something negative to say, I'm gonna say something right back. They were banking on me being silent, but I'm not interested in enabling folks anymore. I'm not making myself a victim, nor am I expecting an apology from anybody. This is to clarify what I had to deal with moving forward. I want to have positive and supportive people join me in my new chapter of life. I am releasing the energy and feelings after being a scapegoat and an emotional punching bag to a bunch of narcissists. If you're on the fence about this situation, I'm not judging you. You don't have to be an emotional person to relate to this. If you can distinguish between right and wrong and act accordingly, then that's all that matters. To those who are biased and just want to be negative, I'm telling you right now, I'm not tolerating your shit. You can at me from whatever account, fake or real, and I will ignore you or put you back in your place if I feel like it. Lastly, save your breath trying to appeal to my soft side. Don't enable the misbehaviors of others, but try to restrict my rights. That's cowardice and that's super weak. In the meantime, I will be putting content out here for things that I enjoy and things that are beneficial to my growth. I do not want to be like these people. I do not want to be like these influencers. The pressure to be liked, clicky, have status, they can keep that. I'm only interested in finding my purpose and appreciating the time God has given me on this earth. I outlived my mom, and it's reminding me that there are more important things than popularity and fame and frail egos. With that said, I say thank you for watching this video. I look forward to gaining new friends and reconnecting with some old ones. I really value the support I've been receiving lately, and I'm gaining each day. Truly, I am grateful. If you have any motivational or genuine constructive comments, I appreciate reading them. Okay, y'all, I'm gonna go and just start formulating some new videos and work. I will see you all next time.